Help me understand the situation with Zach Wilson that Robert Saleh said when he's ready to roll.
Yeah.
But he wasn't injured on Sunday, was he? He was in.
He wasn't injured, DP, but he's not ready. He's not ready, man. I said it last week when we were on Get Up. He's not ready. He needs to mature more. And two, you know this as well as anybody. You've been covering sports before I was born. The New York market is fragile, bro. And when you make a mistake like he did in that press conference by saying he took no responsibility or didn't feel responsible, that mentally for a coaching staff and the other guys in that locker room said, hey, man, you might need to sit down a while because you don't understand right now the magnitude of the job that you have. And that's fair. Like a second-year quarterback dealt with injuries his rookie year, dealt with injuries coming into this season, not understanding like the responsibility and full totality of a quarterback beyond just playing the actual position. Because he wasn't playing well either. Like, we can't make an excuse. He wasn't playing well. And then we see Mike White have the success, albeit against Chicago, but still, you see him have success. You see a better operation from this offense. And I think now you just need growth and maturity. And maybe you do that from the sideline, watching other guys and veterans play. I don't want people to get it misconstrued, DP. Mike White is not the savior, okay? He's not going to ride in on a horse and the New York Jets are going to do what Nick Foles did with the Philadelphia Eagles after Carson Wentz went out. But I do believe there is a maturity trait to him and understanding that this is what I need to do in order for this team to have success, as opposed to Zach really knowing that right now. So I think Robert Saleh needs to stick with Mike White until he doesn't. And when he's saying the meaning of he's not ready maturity-wise to handle what he's being asked to do, let alone playing bad football.
More likely to be a bust, Zach Wilson or Trey Lance?
Zach Wilson. And DP, I remember coming out of the draft, okay? My first question was, why is Justin Fields not being considered for the second pick in this draft? That's number one. Trey Lance has a little built-in insulation because Kyle Shanahan is so phenomenal at play calling that he can hide a lot of those flaws. I know a lot of people have a lot of respect for Mike LaFleur. That's the offensive coordinator with the New York Jets. And what he's able to do. I mean, they put up 300-plus yards with Mike White last week. So it's not offensively. You got weapons there from an offensive standpoint. I think Zach Wilson coming out of BYU, and I said this, DP, during the draft. If you're going to be the second overall pick coming out of Brigham Young, you need to light the world on fire. And I just didn't feel like he did that coming out of there to be compared to a quarterback like Trevor Lawrence coming out of Clemson, or compared to a quarterback like Justin Fields coming out of Ohio State. And I know Justin Fields probably got a little bit of a bad taste because of previous Ohio State quarterbacks. I know that factored into that decision. Trey Lance didn't have a lot of reps, played at a small school, but Trey Lance was a freak athlete, superior at running the ball with the ball in his hands. And I just thought Zach Wilson was kind of a guy. Zach Wilson, to me, does nothing better than Daniel Jones when it comes to arm strength, when it comes to athletic ability, when it comes to potentially being in the right system and how you can be a really good quarterback. And the other thing, DP, he's frail. He's a small guy.
Yeah.
So it's not I don't think outside, I mean, he has a really good arm. We can't take that away from him. But outside of that, there's nothing really dynamic about Zach Wilson based on what we've seen up until this point on the professional level.